In the last section, we wrapped up that part talking about some herbal supplements, which may or may not help people lose weight. Some of them are somewhat gimmicky. Other gimmicks to get people to spend money abound. Usually they're advertising, and the manufacturers of these gimmicks make huge promises, but generally they're not helpful in terms of weight loss. Always read the disclaimers, because there's usually a disclaimer that says something along the lines of, these results are not typical. People believe or are led to believe that we can actually speed up our metabolism by doing things like taking hot baths or hot showers so you can lose pounds in hours, or jump into a sauna, or wear a rubber suit. Those don't remove body fat. They remove water. So you may become dehydrated, but they are not removing fat. Surgery is in my mind, somewhat aggressive approach to weight loss. In a few specific cases of clinically severe obesity, surgery may be justified. And that is because the person's weight is actually putting their health at extreme risk. The long-term effectiveness and the safety of any type of gastric bypass surgery depends mostly on how compliant the patient is with dietary restrictions. The immediate post-surgical complications that are fairly common include infections, nausea, vomiting, dehydration. And in terms of long-term implications, there's a much higher risk for vitamin and mineral deficiencies, as well as depression or psychological problems that are tied up with gastric surgery. If you have gastric surgery, you have to have lifelong medical supervision. It's not something that you can go, they band your stomach or they remove part of your stomach and off you go. You need lifelong medical supervision after that surgery. So there is the process of liposuction. It's a cosmetic procedure. It does have very little effect on body weight, but it can alter somebody's body shape slightly, but only in specific areas. It does nothing to increase a person's fitness or person's health. The reasonable treatments of obesity are going to be all about small changes, moderate losses over a relatively longer period of time, reasonable goals, again, moderate amount of time. And the whole goal is to lead a healthier lifestyle and make better choices when it comes to food. And therefore, these changes are more likely to be permanent. When you are obese, or if you are treating obesity, you really need to aim for a healthy weight. Don't focus on, I have to lose weight. Focus on health gains. If the person is already obese, they have to really first aim to prevent any additional weight gain, and then focus on improving health. And hand in hand with that, there will be weight loss. Even modest weight loss, which we mentioned before, can have a great impact on health. So when it comes to diabetes, those people who are diabetic, who start to lose weight, that can help improve their ability to control diabetes. It's also going to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, because it's going to lower people's blood pressure and blood cholesterol levels, especially for those with higher than normal levels of upper body fat. Expectations need to be reasonable. All things in moderation, including weight loss. Unreachable targets and goals, all they do is they make you crazy, they get you depressed, And when you fail, because you're probably going to fail, then the person gets depressed and goes back to eating oftentimes. Avoid that frustration. When you achieve and exceed your goals, it's rewarding, right? Instead of being disappointed, you think, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in a month. I'm going to lose 10 pounds over the course of 6 months. That's much more reasonable. And you'll get rewarded for that, as opposed to, holy cow, I'm so disappointed that I didn't lose 10 pounds in a month. The best approach to weight management is always combining dietary changes and increasing physical activity. When you combine dietary changes and control and exercise, you are much more likely to lose fat, retain, and in fact, build more muscle and regain less weight than people who only diet. These are all the fun things that physical activity does. It can reduce your stress, it helps you gain self-esteem, helps control appetite, changes your body composition, increases your basal metabolism, increases your energy expenditure, makes you feel better. Literally gets oxygen pumping around your body faster, so you do feel better. And what kind of activity is best? Find something that you really like. Do it regularly. Sustained physical activities of moderate intensity that are aerobic are more effective to help you control your weight than short bursts of very vigorous exercise. If you are doing resistance training or weightlifting, that will also help build lean muscle faster, which means that you will increase your energy expenditure by a greater amount. And you can incorporate a ton of things in your life that help you expend energy. Don't take the elevator, take the stairs. Don't use a leaf blower, go rake the yard. Standing is going to use up more energy than when you're sitting. And sitting will use up more energy than lying down. The more you move, the more you can lose. And this gives you a couple of examples. You can actually, if you're 175 pounds, take 30 minutes a day to do a 2-mile walk. You can actually burn enough energy to lose, or not gain, up to 18 pounds. Even chewing gum or knitting or fidgeting can increase your expenditure of calories. Go figure. Your behavior and your attitude is going to play a super important role in your efforts to reach your target body weight and change your body composition, as well as implement and retain those lifestyle changes. If you change a lot of small behaviors that are not necessarily so good when it comes to overeating and underexercising, those are really great ways to increase your health and improve your health. To change your attitude, to change your behavior, you actually have to be aware of the poor diet habits and behaviors that you have. So why do you keep eating? That's a good question. Why do you keep eating hot dogs and don't have any vegetables during lunch? Or whatever you're addicted to. Why do I always go to Starbucks and get that super sugary drink, coffee? Or why do I go to Dunkin' and have a donut at 11 o'clock in the morning? Think about your eating patterns and try and change them a little at a time. Start simply. Don't make big changes at any sort of all at once. Pick one area and work on that. New Year's resolutions usually fail. Don't wait till New Year's to get started, because if you wait, you're going to fail. Do one thing every day for a week. Actually, if you do the same thing every day for 21 days, you implement a habit. So think about that. Or join a support group or form your own group. oftentimes those people who are successful lose their weight pretty much within half a year, and then they reach this plateau. And reaching that plateau and not being able to drop below that plateau can be really kind of frustrating and disappointing. So really just take a look at that information and understand that the body is adjusting to its new physiology at that new weight. And it may take a few weeks or a few months for your physiological state to form that new set point for your weight. Just remember that obesity is not cured or fixed by reaching a reasonable body weight. You have to continue to eat wisely as well as remain active in order to keep that weight off and maintain that body weight. So the other end of the spectrum is that there are individuals who are underweight, and it is oftentimes a similar problem, except the opposite. It's the mirror image. Gaining weight can be just as difficult, and keeping that weight can be just as difficult as losing weight. And there may be a number of reasons, which include smoking, chronic illness, drug use or drug abuse, alcohol abuse, eating disorders, and metabolic disorders are just a few of the reasons that trigger a person to be underweight. As is true of every condition, when you are treating a person who is severely underweight, you need to address that underlying cause initially. So these are the strategies for helping someone gain weight. Eat regular meals daily and make sure you're eating food that is dense calorically. Eat larger portions, throw in a few snacks. Rather than drinking water, drink milk, drink juices, and exercise to help build your muscle.